Good evening, this is Jack. How are you? Hey, thanks a lot. Everything's going very, very well. Maybe this thing will actually blow up. Today, I'll just tone it down for you and make a feeble attempt to try to make you laugh. I have mentioned a few times about living down in the Barbados, in the mansion. That's a little bit pretentious. Let's just call it what it is. It was called the Roundhouse. There's a little spot of Barbados on the extreme east coast, right on the Atlantic Ocean. Actually, it was a roundhouse. It was built for Queen Victoria's cousin back in 1832. It was round, it was huge, it was beautiful. It came with 6 acres right on the ocean. Picked it up for a song, just a song. Well, anyway, we were back and forth, throwing money in it, shoveling money in it, trying to make it better and better. And adjacent to the roundhouse was this little small inn, and it was beautiful. 9 miles looking to the north, 6 of those miles state park. You couldn't build on it, of just the ocean crashing in, kind of like in a moon, 1/4 moon, half moon shape of the beach, and just beautiful. Looking out 3 miles to the south, just gorgeous, great big rocks, the best surfing in this hemisphere. Unbelievable. Surfers, people from all over the world came to visit. Little quaint town called Bathsheba. Well, anyway, we're shoveling money into it. We're going back and forth. Stories will come into play later of how we worked this roundhouse to go and travel back and forth to the South America. Well, one day we're there, and we went next door to the little inn, and the man that ran the inn was from Miami. A nice guy, a good guy, a friend today. Well, we befriended him. Of course, we're Americans. We're talking, you know, there's sports. And in those days, of course, you couldn't listen to the football games except on the Armed Forces radio. And we just liked going there, hanging out, drinking. He had a great big mahogany bar with the windows looking right out on the ocean. And he had ran some jury-rigged tubing where all he had to do was flip a switch and fresh water would wash the windows off from the salt buildup. The place was all open. He cooked. He put on these fantastic buffets. And he did not like surfers or French Canadians because they would come in and eat him out of house and home. Well, we just became very, very good friends with him over the years. And I can't say enough how nice a guy this still a friend today. Just a nice man. Well, one day, the packer, him and I traveled back and forth there all the time. And we said, well, let's just skip over and get a drink. So we get over to the bar, and at the bar was this girl. And, you know, she's fairly good looking, brown hair, da-da-da. She's from New York City. She says that, you know, she was down on her honeymoon. We went, oh, good for you. Well, you know, you're on your honeymoon. That means you're off limits. You know, we don't, you know, in those days we were, you know, just a couple of wild guys, certainly not afraid of women from the business we were in. You know, we talked to women, and, you know, once you say you're married or, you know, especially on your honeymoon, you know, you're off limits. So we went, oh, that's good. So we're drinking, we're looking out at the ocean, and she goes, hey, do you know this guy that owns this inn? We went, well, yeah, we've seen him around. Sure, we're in and out of here all the time. She goes, well, do you see these half-black children? And I go, well, what do you mean? And she goes, he's having sex with the local black girls. And I went, really? You know that for sure? She goes, well, look at that one child over there. He looks just exactly like him. And I go, well, you don't approve? And she goes, God, no. That's disgusting. I mean, white boys are not supposed to have sex with black girls. And I went, really? I said, wow, okay. I said, you know, you're from Manhattan, right? She goes, yeah, we're from Manhattan. And it just kind of hit me weird. I said to myself, Why, you piece of shit. You racist fucking cunt. But I didn't say that to her face. So anyway, we had a few drinks and we left. And she got up and went to her room. And as we're walking out, there's our friend. He's coming up from the ocean. And I said, hey, do you have a honeymoon couple upstairs from Manhattan? He goes, yeah. I said, what do you think of him? And he goes, well, the guy's a nitwit. And, you know, I don't really like white women anyway. You know what color women I like. And I said, well, that's strange. She just made a comment that you have some half-black bastard children and that, you know, you're to be looked down upon for maybe having sex with the black girls. He goes, what? He goes, a racist? I said, yeah, you know, a Manhattan racist, socialite, you know, carrying herself like she's fucking something. He goes, oh, fuck them. I go, no, not fuck them. You can't get away with that. He said, well, what do you have in mind? I said, well, you know, we usually come over and have dinner with you every night. I see that nitwit husband of hers. He always comes down to the bar, has a double shot of Mount Gay rum. I said, how about tonight, when he comes down to have that double shot of Mount Gay rum, I put the Packer behind the bar with Daddy Mouse. And I said, and the Packer put a couple hits of LSD in his rum, and we'll see where it goes from there. And he goes, sounds like a fine idea. Fuck those two. So sure as shit, we go, we shit, shower, shave, we get all ready. We go over right around sundown, you know, 6 o'clock, it's dusky, dark. We get to the bar, I sit at the bar, I have the Packer go behind the bar and act just like a, you know, a substitute bartender or helping out. Little guy, Daddy Mouse, he's no longer with us, is the bartender. Well, sure as shit, like clockwork, about 6:30, down they come. The pretentious couple. Now, all made up with her makeup on and sashaying. She looked pretty good. You know, I'm not going to give her an 8 or a 9, but, you know, she's solid 7. She looked good, and she had her, you know, her tropical clothes on. She had dress on. And him, one of those guys you just didn't like, you know, goofy fuck, just goofy. Well, so he comes to the bar, and so I have Packer all ready, and he's already crushed up 2 hits of Purple Sunshine, and well, actually, in those days, it was so many different names. This is probably Purple Haze. And he'd had it all crushed up, and he was all ready to dump it into that rum, and of course, it was bright purple. He wouldn't have seen it. And so the Packer says to him, may I help you? And the girl has a Shirley Temple, whatever the fuck. She had some, maybe even a Banks beer. But the guy said, oh, man, I'm hungover. Just give me a glass of water. So, sure as shit, the Packer puts a glass of water up on the bar. I gave him the nod, and he dumped 2 hits of Purple Haze in the glass of water. Looked like a great big purple schmear, just with trails going from the top down to the glass. He chugs it down. Well, we went, well, shit. We'll see where this goes and see if the guy can handle a couple of hits of LSD, see what the guy feels like, what he looks like, what kind of people are they really. Maybe it'll come out where they get all these racist shit that you shouldn't fuck around with the black girls in the islands. Barbados black girls, by the way, are gorgeous. There are some beautiful, beautiful girls. I've always liked black girls. Always, always. Well, it didn't take long. Within 20 minutes, he got off. And he was all fucked up. And he said, I'm going to town. Well, Barbados is roughly 30 miles, 32, 3 miles long, about 15 miles wide, with 750 miles of paved road, intertwining through the sugar, dead ends up and down, all mountainous on the north and then on the extreme east side. Flattens out over to the east, down to the southeast. Well, anyway, if you do not know Barbados, and it is at night, and you're not real familiar with the roads, you will get lost. You'll be in the sugar. You'll be in the sugar cane, and you won't have a fucking clue where you are. You're gone. Well, he says, I'm going to town. Well, town is the main town. Bridgetown's on the other side of the island. To get over there is, you know, you need GPS to get over there. And so he said, okay, baby, let's go. And she said, I'm not going. You're acting weird. He said, I'm not acting weird. I feel great. I feel the best I've ever felt in my fucking life. And sure as shit, he didn't look too bad, you know. And then he started drinking. But he was drinking beer. And so he's pounding the beer. And he said, well, I'm leaving for the other side. He said, if you don't want to come, fuck it. I'm going over to a club over in Bridgetown. And out in the car, he got it and he drove off. So I said, oh, shit. Oh, God, we're left with a nitwit. So I looked at the Packer. We just smiled. And we said, hey, honey, you want to shoot a game of darts? Well, you know, Barbados, English, English, they like to shoot darts. We had the big dart board up on the wall. We got over there and we just started, well, Packer and I were, just stone-ass alcoholics and drug addicts. So, we had a little blow and we started a couple of little toots and, that's a joke. We started snorting fucking rails. And so we're shooting darts and we're snorting cocaine and we're drinking Banks beer. Well, Banks beer tastes good. It goes down like water. I mean, you pound the shit of them. We're just pounding the beer to them. And, of course, you're always drinking rum, Mount Gay rum. Oh, that special kind. I forget the name right now, but we'd be back with that rum. And we're shooting darts, and we're shooting darts. And, well, the next thing, a few hours go by, and outside on the back, the guy that owned the place, he was a carpenter. And he was always renovating, always working on the hotel. And he just making it nice. And he had built this redwood deck out back. And it was beautiful. That's out back facing north, 9 miles up the coast. But now it's in the middle of the night. It's like 11-ish or something like that. And we are fucked up. I said, hey, I got to piss. So we went out on the deck. And when we get out on the deck, the bride, the honeymooner, she comes out with us, but she is fucked up drunk now. Did we drug her? No, we did not. Listen, I'm not aware of it. But it wasn't 5 minutes. The Packer had her fucking dress up over her head. I went, oh, shit, Jesus Christ, they're on their fucking honeymoon. Well, the Packer's mauling her like a fucking rabid dog. And I'm taking a piss, and I went, oh, Jesus Christ. She's mauling him back. Well, I'm seeing the funniness to it. I go, wait a minute. Here you got this girl, pretentious, uptight, snotty bitch, saying racist shit about my friend. And the next thing, the Packer's out there fingering out on the goddamn back of the deck. I said, damn. Well, the Packer said, hey, listen, we're going up to her room. I go, okay, you sure? And he goes, yes, we're going up to her room. So, okay, so I told the owner, I said, hey, listen, Packer's taking, the racists up to her room. And he goes, oh, well, shit. He goes, well, what about the old man? What if he comes home? I go, hey, listen, look, we got to play Paul Revere. I said, you guard your wing over there. You got a flashlight. I'll go out on the terrace of the room, and I'll look in and, I'll voyeurism. I'll look in and see just how he's doing. Well, the guy that owned the hotel was a furniture nut, and he loved those great big 4-poster oak beds, the ones they made down in the island, oak and mahogany. I believe this one was mahogany, but just beautiful furniture, gorgeous, which he had picked up for just nickels and dimes. But this one was, a headboard slapper. And what happened is on the right-hand side of the bed on the poster, it come a little undone, or, it wasn't just perfect, the bed, and it kind of squeaked. Well, it was headboard slapping, and the Packer is pounding the bride. I mean, pounding, and she's screaming. She's screaming like she's been wounded, and I am fucking dying. I got a washcloth in my arm, my fist, everything in my mouth. I'm biting, I'm watching them. I'm going, Jesus Christ. And all of a sudden, I see the one by land, two by sea, the owner of the hotel. He's over there flashing the light. Well, I go, well, what the fuck? And then I hear the car coming. I went, hey, Packer, the old man's coming. And Packer went, I don't give a fuck. And she's screaming, I don't care. Let him see it. Fuck him. He's a worthless piece of shit. He can't even get a heart on. He's a... And I went, oh, my God. This ain't good. This is not good. This is not good. I said, hey, Packer, come on now. Listen, we don't want any trouble. He goes, no, I got to get off. I got to get off. He keeps pounding and he's pounding and he's pounding her. And I'm going, hey, gee. So I go in through the window. Right through the window. And I said, get the fuck off that woman. And he goes, no, I don't give a fuck about him. I don't give a fuck about nothing. She goes, and she starts yelling at me, get the fuck out of here. Well, you remember that story I told you about the Colombian whorehouse? Well, he was right down the hall, the pony. Well, I went down pounding on his door. Pony goes, what's the matter? What's the matter? I said, hey, the Packer's in there pounding the bride. He goes, so? So what? I go, well, her husband's coming. Going to cause all trouble, kind of trouble for the owner. What the fuck? He's not going to like that. And he goes, oh, Jesus Christ. So I bring down the pony, and all he's got is his underwear on. I open the door. He just grabs the packer. The packer starts swinging. He goes out of his fucking mind. There he is. He's got a hat on. There's his naked bride in the fucking room. The pony drags him out into the fucking hall. Shitbag husband pulls up, gets out. He comes into the hotel. The owner comes down and greets him. Hey, how you doing, buddy? You have any hard times getting back across the island? He goes, I've been lost for 3 fucking hours. Well, I went down to the pony room. Finally, we straightened the packer out. I said, Jesus Christ almighty, are you nuts? He goes, Jesus, that's the finest pussy I've had in a long fucking time. I go, well, goddamn it, stay in the room. Well, he comes up. He goes in the room, shuts the door. We don't have a peep out of him. Nobody says a goddamn word. Next morning, we go over for breakfast. There they are, all lovey-dovey. Everything is good. I'll tell you another story in a couple of days. Hey, thanks a lot. Thanks for all the backing and all the support. This is blowing up. That's about the packer and pussy. That's what I even make name this. Hey, you guys take care of yourself. I'll see you soon. Bye.